This photo was taken only a few minutes before this brave man was killed. Vietnam vet killed in action. William Wild Bill Harrington.
Bill and I were the very best of friends. We both served in the 4th Infantry Division. We fought to the top of Hill 875 together along with the 173rd to achieve a victory over an overwhelming 7,000 North Vietnamese enemy on February 26, 1967. In taking the hill, I was wounded twice and was the recipient of the Purple Heart. Bill and I then went on to fighting in the Tet Offensive. All through 1968 we fought in and around Kon Tum and Dak To. Wild Bill carried the M60 machine gun. The image of Bill sitting on our bunker next to his M60 was taken just minutes before he was killed by a B-40 rocket atop Dog Bonefire Base. We had humped all day long, and when we got to the top of the FB, we rebuilt our defensive bunkers right off. When we finished, I said to Bill, "You look like hell." He said, "You look like hell too." We decided to get cleaned up a bit, so we got out our half-full canteens and steel pots and went to work. After the spit shine, Bill gave me a C-Rat cup of coffee he had heated up with some C4 explosive. We both sat there smoking a cigarette and drinking a bit of instant coffee and talked about the day and the fact that we had made yet another day alive. I took this picture of Wild Bill because he said to me, "No one will believe I am this handsome. Besides, maybe once the film gets back to the world and develops, you could have it sent to my fiancée. I know she would like to see it." Just a few minutes later he was killed. The date was February 8, 1968. We both heard the pop of mortars being fired from below. The call went out, "Incoming." Bill's last words I heard were, "Damn those mother." The enemy also fired a B-40 rocket, and as Bill dove for his bunker, that round followed him in. Bill was killed by that rocket. I heard what we all dreaded to hear: "Bill is hit." All knew how close I was to Bill, and I was told to stay back as there was nothing I could do. Bill was snapped into a poncho. I went up to Bill before the Huey came in. I cried over the great loss of my friend. I told him I would not forget him. He was my friend. My very best friend in Vietnam. Over 55 years have passed since that night when one of this nation's very best gave his very best. Bill didn't return home to his fiancée and unborn child back in Maine. He would have been a great husband and father, but that was not to be. Each time I go to DC, I go to the wall and leave an 11 by 17 inches picture narrative of Wild Bill Harrington.